Tonight is the Locked On Wizards Awards show. So tonight we're going to go over each and every award, and we're going to chop it up like we always do. We're going to start the weekend off right. Next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Brandon Scott again, and I appreciate you guys making Locked On Wizards your first listen every single day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. And tonight's episode is brought to you by Monopoly Go. Game off. We got to talk more about Monopoly Go. This fast-paced game lets you team up with friends for tournaments to unlock awesome prizes like unique stickers for trading, cool playing pieces, and hilarious emojis for taunting your friends. So download Monopoly Go, now free on the Google Play or the App Store. So what's up, everybody? Tonight is that time. We're going to start off the weekend right. Long and much anticipated award show for the Locked On Wizards 2023 to 2024 season for the Washington Wizards. And the categories tonight, as you guys know, because you guys voted and you guys did this whole process, most of you guys did the legwork. So I put the vote up for you guys, and you guys voted for each category. So the categories tonight, real quick. The best move made during this previous season. Now, a lot of people responded with the Bradley Beal trade, which was during the all season before this season. So I didn't count those moves or the draft moves. I counted transactions made within this season. So the best bench player, the best defender, the most improved player, and the most valuable player. So we're going to go over each category, the winners, and then at the end, we're going to chop it up like we always do. And then I'm going to give you guys a blueprint and a itinerary for what we're going to do for the next offseason so we can get into the draft, free agency, and get into things. So let's get into it. Everybody, like I said, I appreciate everybody. I got 9 people in, so we expect more people, but let's get into it. So the first category of the night, the best Wizards move this season. Now, the 3 candidates were 1, the trade for Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Livers, and second-round picks from the Detroit Pistons. 2, the trade for Rashawn Holmes and a 26th pick from the Dallas Mavericks. Or 3, the signing Jared Butler to an NBA standard contract. So, again, I appreciate everybody definitely coming out and voting. Now, the winner, and drum roll, please, and the winner by a 67% vote was the trade for Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Livers, and the second-round picks from the Detroit Pistons. And I got to say, I agree with you. Looking at, I feel like I like all 3 moves, right? Signing Jared Butler to an NBA standard contract, really good move. Picking up Rashawn Holmes, while I didn't know what to expect from Rashawn Holmes and wasn't really big on the move at the time, especially considering if we give up, Daniel Gafford, but getting the 26th pick, which gives us a kind of leg room to get back into the lottery, even though there are some good prospects in the later half of the first round. And second round picks, obviously, look, Will Dawkins, man, he's rolling off the Oklahoma City Thunder's blueprint. And so accumulating a lot of picks and young assets. So I get it. So I agree with you guys, man. I think that definitely that was the best move, man. Marvin Bagley III came in. You really showed up the issues we had on this team, which was rebounding, especially offensive rebounding, defense, the ability to stretch the floor from the center position. You saw that with Marvin Bagley. Now, Isaiah Livers was hurt for 95 to 98% of the time when he was a Wizard. So even though he has some history with Jordan Poole, he was a former roommate with Jordan Poole at the University of Michigan. And I was kind of intrigued to see what he can do next year. But, subsequently he was waived to be able to make the contract offer to Jared Butler. So, like I said, I agree with you guys. 67% of the vote voted for Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley is on an expiring contract this upcoming season. So, again, a lot of dominoes had to fall, but it's very interesting to see whether Marvin Bagley III is a long-term asset or has he boosted his value up enough to where he could be a trade asset, especially going into the draft. Because, again, I would definitely like to see us trade back into the lottery and definitely rock with a couple of lottery picks, man. So I definitely think that he's got value. So, again, I definitely appreciate you guys with the vote. And, again, for you guys just tuning in, the best Wizards move this season, voted by you guys, the fans, was the trade for Marvin Bagley III, Isaiah Livers, and second-round pick from the Detroit Pistons. So, next we're going to get into who was the best Wizards bench player this season. And I will admit I actually left somebody off. I picked Johnny Davis as one. So, I'm going to go over the candidates real quick, and then I'm going to kind of show up my where I kind of went wrong. But the 4 candidates tonight was Corey Kispert, Jared Butler, Anthony Gill, and Johnny Davis. Now, Johnny Davis, we all know the backstory with him. So I kind of should have went Landry Shamet instead of Johnny Davis. I was kind of, it was a long day, man. So I definitely put in the vote. So I definitely admit that I should have put in Shamet as opposed to Johnny Davis, even though, we'll see. So the votes with 90% of the vote. Wow. 90% of the vote. Who was the best Wizards bench player this year? And you guys voted again with 90% of the vote, Corey Kispert. Like I said, a lot of love. If you look at where a lot of love has gone this season, obviously a lot of people are high on Kyle Kuzma, and rightfully so. Jordan Poole, rightfully so. Denny Avdia, but we don't talk enough about, Corey Kispert. And, people said that, a couple of people kind of reached out and said, why wasn't he the most improved player category candidate? And I kind of explained that he's been kind of the guy every year. His scoring percentage has gone up. But if you look at his field goal percentage and his 3-point percentage is relatively stayed in the general area. So, he's definitely fine-tuning himself as an offensive player, showing more effort and energy on the defensive end. But he has been that guy as a 3-level scorer. So I definitely want to see him definitely take that next level, going next season. But I love what I see from Corey Kispert. So, again, I definitely agree with the vote. He has came in and he's played quality basketball. Now, I guess the biggest knock against him would be consistency, right? Putting up numbers on a consistent basis. He kind of has ups and lows. Good shooting game here, bad shooting game there. So I definitely charge Corey, man. Definitely consistency is the name of the game for next season. Definitely want you to be that. That's 3-level scoring threat on the second unit. Now, again, we are very early in the offseason. The NBA playoffs are still in full motion. We still in the first daggone round. So, a lot of dominoes need to fall. A lot of decisions need to be made. But, to see what Corey Kispert, he's definitely got a place here long term. And I definitely think with him being an expiring contract this season coming up, that they should definitely work on an extension, in my opinion, because everybody needs a scoring punch off the bench, a 3-level scorer. Corey Kispert has been that guy consistently. 3-point shot, mid-range, slashing and driving to the basket. He has been money, especially scoring, but especially with putting the ball on the floor. His dribbling, his playmaking has gotten better. On the defense, while he's never going to be a lockdown defender, the effort and the energy on the defensive end, he's gotten a lot better. So I definitely agree with you guys, man. That is a definite vote in my opinion because he was the best bench player. And like I said, I kind of wanted to throw Landry Shamet in there because he played quality minutes when he was available, even though he dealt with his fair share of injuries. So we're going to get into some comments from that vote. There was one comment that said, this is from at AJ Simmons Online. What's up? JD barely played. Shamet and Koulibaly should be on the list if we're talking about the full season. Yeah, I'm with you. Even though, Bilal had moments where he started, I agree with you. But JD, that was the one miss. So definitely, keeping me on my toes, man. So definitely appreciate you, AJ. So yeah, Shaman should have definitely been on the list. But Bilal, kind of back and forth. He started and he was on second unit. So again, appreciate you keeping your boy on his toes, man. So we got next categories coming up, which is the best Wizards defender this season and who was the most improved Washington Wizard this season. But before we move on, y'all, tonight's episode is brought to you by Monopoly Go. All right, game on or game off. We got a pause here to talk more about Monopoly Go. I know what you're saying. Flag on the play. You already talked about that, Brandon, but there's just so much good stuff in this game, y'all. Because in Monopoly Go, you can team up with friends for time tournaments where you work together to build up each other's boards. The more you win together, the more awesome prizes you can unlock. And there's so much more to get. I'm trying to tell you. Like what? Unique stickers you can trade with friends to complete albums for big prizes. Cool new playing pieces to travel the boards with. Hilarious emojis for taunting friends when you smash your buildings or heist their vaults. Lord. Plus, Monopoly Go feels new and exciting every day with constantly changing tournaments and challenges. A ton include their own unique mini games like digging for treasure or robot pachinko machine. And there's always new timed events that help you win big, like massive multipliers for everything you win or rent frenzies. There's always something fun to discover in Monopoly Go, so get off the bench and go download it now for free on Google Play or the App Store. Game on, Monopoly Go. Are you watching Fox Sports or ESPN on your TV all day long? Have to turn on the volume with all that shouting? Make the switch to Locked On Sports Today, a free 24/7 sports streaming channel program for your everyday to bring you the biggest stories without all the screaming, y'all. Locked On Sports Today brings you the can't-miss analysis, opinions, and news. Streaming 24/7 on YouTube or the free Amazon Fire TV channels app. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. So let's get back into it, everybody. The next category for the night is drum roll. That's my drum roll. Who was the most improved Washington? Oh, I'm skipping ahead, y'all. All right. Who was the best Wizards defender this season? And your candidates were Bilal Coulibaly, aka Be Cool, Denny Avia, aka Turbo, Landry Shaman, and the other, I guess you could throw Johnny Davis in there for other, even though other only got 2% of the vote. But the winner for who was the best Wizards defender this season, and this was actually a closer vote, was 61% of the vote was Denny Avia. Now, Bilal did get 36%. And look at some comments real quick before I get into my spiel. Shout out to Yanni Halevi, 2017. Denny forced all players taking a shot on him to shoot 4% less than usual from three. A lot of good comments. And, one covering Pink Different said, or Pink Different 5533 said, Bilal Coulibaly has potential, but for now, both sides, his statistics aren't good, but it's okay for a first year. I totally agree. I think there's a big reason why he got 36% of his vote, because look, honestly, looking at Bilal, you see the intangibles, you see the potential, but Denny he's been the best defender on the consistent basis from year on year out, right? So we know what Denny can do. Denny is definitely a really above average, really good defender. I say elite. A lot of people say he took a step backwards. The statistics kind of paint a different picture, but to me, he's always been a really, really good defender. But the name of the game for Denny this year was his offense, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But his defense, to me, he's still a really, really good defender, if not still an elite defender, in my opinion. But Bilal Coulibaly is not that far away, but he has a lot of work to do this offseason. Now, defensively, very polished, but still, you still work on that side of the game. He's not a finished product, but offensively, he needs a lot of work. And I definitely envision him putting that work in. But Denny, much deserved, because he's definitely a really good defender still. It's been his MO, but we're going to talk about his offensive game, but I definitely agree with that vote, y'all. I definitely agree with that vote. So the next category for the night, who was the most improved Wizard this season? And we had 5 candidates, if you can, consider other a candidate, but your candidates this season was Denny Avia again, Jordan Poole, Marvin Bagley III, Jared Butler, and other. So the winner of who was the most improved Wizard this season was again Turbo with 79% of the vote. Got a lot of comments. We're going to look at a few comments from the vote. Rashad Coker, 6946, and Corey Kispert. He never gets any love, but it has turned into a reliable scorer on all 3 levels. I agree with you, but I think he's been, he's been that dude, but I agree with you. Not a lot of love was doesn't go to Corey Kispert. And this is from Juden. I don't want to call him Judenho 3801. Said Corey Kispert not even being listed as criminal. I agree, but like I said, I kind of made my case where his scoring average went up, but he has been kind of consistent where he's at. I think the biggest thing with Corey Kispert is just being consistent on a day in, day out, every night basis. But he, if you look at his field goal and 3-point percentage, he's been that guy up to this point. So, but I feel you guys, man. Definitely feel you guys. So definitely appreciate you guys keeping me on my toes. A few more comments from this grade. My bad. Let's see. What's Poole doing here? I think the biggest reason for Poole is that, kind of him making that step in the second half. That's why I put him in there. Really bad first half, but he definitely improved in the second half. So that's why he was put in there. Let's see. Human Person 111 says Denny, but I do like Jared Butler's game a lot. Same here, man. I definitely agree with you. Johnny Davis got a vote. Let's see. ZZZ .. 7 said Johnny Davis, and I don't know, man. I mean, I guess he's improved to a certain degree, a little bit, but not to the point where he's going to get the vote, man. But I definitely agree with you. We'll see on Johnny Davis, but again, 79% of the vote, and this is 2 straight categories that Denny has gotten the top vote. Right, he's definitely the best defender in the vote and the most improved Wizard. So I definitely appreciate you guys taking time to vote. And let's get into the last category, everybody, and then we're gonna get into comments, and then we're gonna start off Friday like we always do, and then I'm gonna get into the blueprint and itinerary where we're going into the off season, so you guys know where I'm going and what content is coming out real soon, everybody. So the last category of the night, everybody, and again, much love to you guys for taking the time to vote. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. So the most valuable Wizard this season. Now, there were 4 options if I put in a right in. Number 1, Kyle Kuzma. Number 2, Denny Avia. Number 3, interim head coach Brian Keefe. And number 4, other right end. And with 75% of the vote coming in with 3 wins with the Locked On Wizards 2023 to 2024 award show, Denny Avia, who is voted as the most valuable Wizard this season. So before I get into my spiel, let's look at some comments that you guys left. Jamo Icy said, I'll go with Bagley. Definitely turn his career around coming here. I agree with you. Now, the most valuable, I wouldn't go there yet, but he came in and you see that potential of that guy that was number 2 overall coming from Duke. You know, he came in, he played some good ball, so I feel you on that. Jesus Says 3 said Denny for sure. Invalid USRR said, I'd say Brian Keefe, he made everybody on the team better. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Mikey Does 49, shout out. What's up, man? He said, honestly, Bill. Yeah, he's going through his own set of issues right now. Amin Team MK said, honestly, I feel like it's Bilal. You know, the season was so bad. The only real impact was having a lottery pick project being a difference maker out there. He's getting there. I wouldn't say he's the most valuable Wizard because to me, it really comes down to Kyle Kuzma, Denny Avia, and Brian Keefe. I think the 3 of them really were big reasons why this team came together and they played really well in the second half, man, as far as effort and staying in games. Obviously, you look at the record, you know. So my spiel, I agree. You know, it really, looking at all the candidates, you can kind of argue that all of them really, you know, to a certain degree, were very valuable to this game going forward. I mean, Denny took that step offensively. Finally, breaking out offensively. You know, his 3-point shot, more fluid, faster. He's less hesitant to take it. He's attacking the basket. He's attacking the basket with confidence. He's just a different player. He's utilizing his vision. You know, the offense is flowing through him sometimes as a secondary ball handler. You know, he's continuing to be a really, really good defender, if not an elite level defender. You know, he continues to become a better player every single year. And look, you can look at his contract and say that we definitely got a value contract. So I totally agree. Denny Avia really took the step up forward. So this is the question for you guys before we go into the second ad, which is, all right, Denny Avia has 3 categories. Does that mean, at what point does he get the keys as far as being the first and second option going forward? Now, I know we got Kyle Kuzma, number 1 option. We got Jordan Poole. You know, a lot of people think Jordan Poole could be that point guard long term. I'm one of those people. So the question for everybody, kind of get a question there for the chat after the first or the second ad, which is, you know, at what point do you make him a top scoring option on this team going forward? Is it next year after that? Definitely let me know. Definitely let me know in the comments. So again, Denny Avia wins the most valuable Wizard this season. So everybody that's tuning in late, definitely appreciate you showing up and rocking with your boys. So we're gonna go through the categories again. The best Wizards move this season was voted with 67%. The trade for Marvin Bagley III, Isaiah Livers, and picks from the Detroit Pistons. All right. Next, who was the best Wizards bench player with 90% of the vote? Corey Kispert. Who was the best defender this season with 61% of the vote? Was Denny Avia. Who was the most improved Wizard this season with 79% of the vote? Denny Avia. And who was the most valuable Wizard this season with 75% of the vote? Denny Avia, aka Turbo. So again, appreciate you guys, man, taking the time to vote. Like I said, I'm trying to keep things interesting very early in the offseason, man. So rock with your boy, man. I get it that, you know, I get it. So I'm trying to keep, you know, things interesting, man, going to the offseason. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick blueprint. I'm gonna get in the comments first, but give you guys a blueprint and itinerary of where we're going this offseason. What kind of content can you guys look forward to? But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. Now, passion, drive, and patience, the formula for winning championships, is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number 1 ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash, baby. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay guarantee fit. Only available to U.S. customers. So let's get into comments, everybody. Like I said, we are gearing up for the weekend. TGIF. Thank the Lord it is Friday, y'all, because it was a long week. And again, I appreciate you guys taking the time this week to not only look at the videos with the end of the season grades. I know it's not the most popular stuff. It's not the most sexiest content. And I appreciate you guys rocking with me for the award ceremony or the world show, taking the time to rock with your boy tonight, man. So definitely, you guys are definitely the MVP this season, man. So definitely appreciate you guys, man. So we're gonna get into the comments, and I'm gonna give you guys a blueprint and itinerary where we're going this offseason, because like I said, very early on in the offseason, but I've got a plan going forward, man. We're gonna get into a lot of draft stuff, some free agent stuff, because I don't see us being very active in free agency. We're gonna get into a lot of stuff, man, gearing up for obviously the draft, free agency, and training camp, man. So let's get into it. My guy, New Breaks New. What's up, brother? He says, what's up, Brandon? Let's go. I get Wizard Twitter of the Year award. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that, man. Because not only did you come up with Bilal's nickname, yes, sir, you were our previous guest, man. So let's go ahead and give my man the Wizards Twitter of the Year award. New, no breaks, new, my guy. So definitely appreciate you, man. James Gerald says, sup, Brandon, brother? What's good, James? How you doing, man? Link says, what's up, B. Scott? I see the grind. Keep it going. Hopefully one day we will be on here celebrating the chip, or at least a playoff series win. I definitely agree, man. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I look forward to chopping up with you guys, man, and seeing you guys out in D.C. when we had that parade, man. So definitely appreciate you guys. Like I said, definitely appreciate you guys rocking with me and E this season, man. Very long season. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. I hate to see my man E go, but rock with me being solo. So definitely appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, early on in the offseason, man. So I'm trying to put that content out. But like I said, we got a lot of draft stuff coming up, man. So appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. Means a lot, man. Stuart Flaherty, man, what's good? It says, I hope they hold on to Bagley. I do agree. Now, I agree to a certain degree. I do like Bagley. And it's tough. It's really a tough spot because I wouldn't mind him being long term, but I'm intrigued to see what Tristan Vucevic can do long term too. With a 7-footer, as polished as he is offensively, once they work him in as far as being that rim protector and working on his lateral movement on defense, very intriguing. Especially if we go into the draft. Like I said, we're gonna talk about it, but going to the draft, we got to grab a guy like Alex Sarr, who's a 7-footer who can also play the 4. 2 to 3 years having a couple 7-footers at the 4 and 5, looking like the Cavs a little bit, man. So we got some some wiggle room a little bit, So I'm with you. I do like Bagley the third. I think he really is finally showcasing the player that the Sacramento Kings thought he was, the Detroit Pistons thought he was, and it made him a better. And really, that's a testament. Again, this is a testament to interim head coach Brian Keefe and David Vanderbilt, because there was a time where players got better when they left DC, and not only the Wizards, the Skins, aka the Commanders. The list goes on. The Nats, well, not so much the Nats because Rendon ain't looking too hot, but mostly with the Skins or the aka the Commanders and the Wizards. Usually, guys did get better when they leave. You know what I mean? So it's refreshing to see a guy come in and get better. And that really, again, that's a testament to Brian Keefe and David Vanderpool, because he came in, found the right system, the right environment, the right locker room, and he thrived, in my opinion. And so the biggest thing with Martin Bagley III is his motor. His kind of like confidence with Denny and most of these young guys, man, especially with Corey Kispert, Jordan Poole. Confidence is the name of the game. And with him, when he has confidence, you see a high motor, which his motor has always been his criticism. I didn't see a lot of that in DC. I saw a guy who was very motivated player. So I agree with you. Denny and Bagley. Yeah, Denny is definitely part of the plan going forward. I can see Corey Kispert being part of the plan. Obviously, Bilal. Kyle Kuzma, very team-friendly deal. If there's a deal that's really good deal, you take it. But, again, from a leadership standpoint, and from the standpoint that, we still got 2 to 3 more years of rebuild. So, it's not like he's really hurting us as far as being here. But, in the case of Kyle Kuzma, you see a deal that, too good to pass up, you make that deal. But I can see both sides of the coin as far as his fit here long term, because I am a fan of Kyle Kuzma, but I also is a businessman, so I also look at that factor. Dre says we need an Anthony Edwards type in order to make some noise. Oh my Lord, man. Anthony Edwards, man, that dude is unfreaking real, man. I'm trying to tell you, that guy reminds me of MJ. I'm an old head, man. MJ to me is the greatest. Now, you guys, hey, comment below who's your top 3. Matter of fact, who would be who's your top 3? Because to me, top 3 all time is MJ, LeBron, Kobe. Easy. Like I said, I was born 85, man. So, I was born into and watched Jordan. I remember the Kobe years, and, obviously I'm rocking with the LeBron years, man. So that would be my top three. But Anthony Edwards, man, when it's all said and done, could very, very well be in the Mount Rushmore because he is doing some things, man. I'm trying to tell you, giving people concussions. Shout out to John Collins. All right. Dre also says, does Bilal have Anthony Edwards potential? Right now I'm going to say no, because you saw what kind of player Anthony Edwards was rookie year. He was very polished coming out of Georgia, where if you look at Bilal, he's got some work to do. Now, you see that bounce. You see that dog. And, in about a couple of years, I think when he finally puts the offense together, you're going to start to see a very athletic guy who's going to attack the rim. Hopefully at that time, if he puts the work in, a guy with a consistent shot. I mean, Anthony Edwards, man, is just one of those guys where it's hard to compare it to because he's just one of those generation players, in my opinion. I mean, for all you, I mean, I saw it the rookie year when he was dunking on folk, man. I mean, so, Anthony Edwards is just one of those guys, man. It's hard to compare it to. It's just a generational guy. Kind of like, Zion. Zion, he's shown that if he can lose the weight and get into the weight room, he could be that guy. It's just keeping him healthy. So, let's see. Fred Fezzo, what's good, brother? Kisper's improvement requires an extension. Absolutely. I totally agree. I agree 100%. The fact that, his improvement and especially the energy on the defensive end, him showing himself as being that 3-level scorer, I would give him an extension. Every team needs a shooter. We need a guy who can score off the bench. Now, going forward, right now, he's slated to be a starter. We'll see. Like I said, I say this all the time. I know you guys get tired of it. A lot of dominoes have to fall before we know what division is as far as the starting unit, but he's shown that he can start. So we'll see. But Corey Kispert, man, I've been very impressed with him. The basketball IQ shows, the 3-level score shows, slashing and attacking the basket, putting the ball on the floor. Hey, shout out to Corey Kispert, man. Really good year, in my opinion. And he's giving us a showcase what he can do in the future. So an extension, absolutely. Link, what's good? If all the players we have improve and make a jump, we will find plus draft picks. We don't need a player to try and be Anthony Edwards. That's the issue with the NBA. People try to copycat and fail. I agree with you. And the thing about the NBA is that it changes. It's a cycle. It changes. There was a time, and people forget back in the day, there were super teams. There were big threes. Look at the Houston Rockets with Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, and Scottie Pippen late in their careers. There were big threes. I mean, I don't know if you consider Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen big three. I do. That's one. Or Horace Grant years. Was that a big three? But the concept of big three has been around. But then if you look at teams like, okay, the San Antonio Spurs and their dynasty, outside of Tim Duncan, and nothing against Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili because they had all-star appearances, but they just had the right pieces. Especially if you look at their bench pieces and their coaching, they had all the right pieces: defense, offense, coaching, especially Hall of Fame coaching Popovich, man. So, and look at currently now with the Denver Nuggets, outside of Jokic, now Jamal Murray, yeah, he could be the next level if he just stay healthy. And Michael Porter Jr., he's dealt with his injuries. Aaron Gordon at this point is a very high level role guy, but they have the right pieces, the coaching. They have, they have all the right pieces. So it really depends with this team. Now, I do think that eventually we will be a free agent destination. We haven't always been, but I think it's definitely a goal that this front office has, and I think it's definitely attainable. But, with a team early on, such as ours, we have to add through the draft. We have to hit draft picks, and that's going to lay the blueprint and the red carpet for what we want to do next. You know what I mean? So we have to hit. So I agree. Copycat and fail. I think if you're going to copycat anybody, I think that you're kind of already doing it to a certain degree, which is Oklahoma City, which is, accumulate all the picks you can, accumulate all the young talent you can. Definitely scouting development is key. So, but I agree with you, man. The NBA changes, but I think that we're kind of already copycatting. But it's not, Oklahoma City, look at what they're doing right now. I think that's a blueprint that you have to follow to a certain degree. Golden State's another blueprint, hitting through the draft and then adding those pieces when it's time to contend. Whether it's, a coach, a player through trade or in free agency. So, but I agree with you, man. I appreciate you. Mikey Dove said, you're that dude, Brandon. Keep up the amazing work. I appreciate you, man. I mean, the dog days of the offseason, man. But I'm trying to keep the content rolling out for you guys, man, because I got a lot of love for you guys, man. So definitely appreciate you guys taking the time to rock with your boys. So appreciate you. Keyshawn, what's up? How you doing? Great episode. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Let's see. Dan S. In my opinion, if they draft Sarr, he instantly becomes the defensive player of the year for the Wiz. I'm not gonna say defense. Oh, for the Wiz, absolutely. He was definitely being a running with it, man. You know, between Denny, Bilal, but Sarr, that's what I'm saying. Sarr's a 7-footer, man. And they compare him to Jaren Jackson Jr., man. And can you imagine in 2 years after we develop them, Vucevic and potentially Alex Sarr at the 4? I mean, that's a front court that's going to put some fear in people because they're very versatile offensively and defensively. And now looking at Sarr, and like I said, I'm gonna go over Sarr within the next week or so. It's gonna be one of the first prospects to go over, man. But the offense does need work, but you see the potential offensively, defensively. Man, he is a rim protector. He's athletic. You know, he's a cross between Wembanyama and Giannis as far as size and athletic ability. You know, he's got to work offensively, but you see the potential. So, Keyshawn again says, keep up with the great topics. Appreciate you. You know, the offseason makes it hard, man, but I appreciate you guys. Like I said, we're going to get into a lot more draft this week coming up, man, and free agent stuff, man, and a lot of stuff, man, but I definitely appreciate you guys. I definitely do. Dan S again says, with the news of the Lakers assistants being fired, do you think they go after Phil Handy? That is a good question, and I think that you still do your due diligence. I do think that Brian Keefe is the favorite, but you still do your due diligence. You still go out there and you at least make the phone call to Budenholzer, even though I don't think he's going to want to come here. You still make those phone calls, but I think that we do have a foundation. Now, they let go of the whole staff except for Vanderpool and Brian Keefe, but that's a heck of a foundation to build upon because Brian Keefe shows he can do the job. And Vanderpool, I mean, he can be a head coach too. So we have a couple guys who, as far as the think tank in the coaching's room, man, you know, a good foundation to build upon as far as coaching because, you know, they have to be selective. And, you know, when you look at the coaching staff, the priority has to be scouting and development because that is the key for the next 2 years, man, especially with this draft coming up and the draft after this, man. I know a lot of people talking about Cooper Flag, man. And I know here's the thing, man. You don't want a team to be bad enough to get Cooper Flag, but then it's like, man, Cooper Flag, man. So I get it. Israel Teague says, the only issue with Bagley is he seems to be injury prone. Yeah, I agree. So we need a three big rotation. Hopefully we'll be able to draft Sarr. I agree. You know, you can still draft Sarr and still have Rashawn Holmes, Martin Bagley III, and Tristan Vucevic. Now, the problem that we'll kind of encounter, which be distribution of minutes. You still want Vucevic to get those minutes, and he should because he's shown what he can do. Rashawn Holmes with a player option, even Mark Bagley III, depending on where they go forward as far as because, you know, kind of like when I said you had to choose between Jordan Poole and Tyus Jones, they're gonna have to choose between Rashawn Holmes, Marvin Bagley III, because even if you draft Sarr, could you project him to be a center? Absolutely, 7-footer. But with his skill set, his comparisons, I see him better at the 4. And you know, with a young rotation of Marvin Bagley III, Sarr, and Vucevic, ain't looking too bad, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. So definitely agree with you. I mean, the injuries, yeah. And I think low motor at times and injuries are the big reason why he didn't stay in Sacramento or Detroit. You know, the injuries have definitely been a problem. Kafir Shamir, what's up? How you doing? Denny makes the best decisions with the ball. The more he has the ball, the better. I agree. And while I think the next point guard, whether it's Jordan Poole, whether it's Tyus Jones, whether it's Dillingham, he's definitely needs to be your secondary ball handler. He's shown he can be that guy. So obviously your primary guy needs to be the next point guard, whoever it is. But secondary ball handler, I definitely want to see Denny be that guy because, man, he's got crazy vision, man. And the more that he attacks the basket, the more he collapses defenses, he's going to be able to utilize other players and set people up. So I definitely agree with that. Israel Teague, what's up? So you said your big 3 all time and MJ, Magic, and Bird. Kind of showing your age a little bit. I'm saying I'm just messing with you. I can see that, man. Like I said, we all fall victim to be like era people, right? You always rock with the era. You know, older people like my dad, man, he was a Dr. J guy. So when you talk about the greatest players, you know, he always says Dr. J, Bird, Magic. You know, it depends on your era. Like I said, I'm an 85 baby, man. So, you know, rookie of the year in 85 was Michael Jordan. So I remember Michael Jordan. You know, I remember the emergence of Kobe Bryant. And I remember LeBron. So to me, that's the big 3. But, you know, there's really no wrong answer. You know, it really depends on your era. So not bad indeed. Not bad indeed. Because Bird was a sniper and Magic. Lord, man. All right. And this seems to be, might be our last comment for the night. Link says OKC is a good copycat because both Will and Mike were actually part of OKC and it's a front office copycat instead of getting a big 3 just to flame out like the Suns. Sorry, Brad. Yeah, man, Brad, man, that's a mess in Phoenix, man. That is a daggone mess. But I agree with you. Oklahoma City and Golden State, in my opinion, should be the blueprint of how to build through the draft, hit through the draft. And when it's time to make those extra pieces for contention, whether it's a free agent signing, whether it's that big trade, whether it's that coach. If you look at Golden State, they drafted Clay, they drafted Stephen, they drafted Draymond, and they made those trades, whether it was Iguodala, whether it was Wiggins, and then they got that coaching move. Now, I get it. A lot of people don't want to hear this, but that coaching move is Steve Kerr. Mark Jackson, to me, was a pretty good coach. And then obviously right now, call it like it is, he's being blackballed. I don't know why, but I can get into that. But I don't know if it was a necessary move. I don't know, but it was made, and they have championships. So, that to me is the blueprint. Definitely OKC, because OKC, what they're doing right now, man, even if they don't go to the finals this year, they have definitely put their stamp on the Western Conference, in my opinion. So this Western Conference, man, it's gonna be crazy. And you better, good thing the Wizards ain't in the Western Conference, man, because that's tough. You're in Eastern Conference, but that the West is tough, man. It's tough. A lot of people talking about LeBron come back to the East, but I ain't saying nothing. But so that's the last comment. Again, appreciate you guys voting, taking the time out of your day to vote, man. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. Me and my guy E, man. Definitely miss my guy E, man. But look, man, he's moving on to bigger and better things. So definitely shout out to my man E. And you guys gonna see him very, very soon. We're gonna have him on the show as much as I can. So to give you guys kind of a blueprint going forward and an itinerary going forward. Coming up, man, this week I'm starting draft. Every month, this including as you guys know, in addition to our Friday nights Q&As. Obviously, in the season, it's going to get harder with the Q&As, but during the offseason, definitely every Friday, if you can, rock with me, man. Q&As, but we're going to do Monday mock drafts. So I'm going to do my mock draft, and I encourage you guys to do the same, and then we're going to do Monday mock draft every Monday up to the draft. But I'm going to do a lot of draft stuff. Like I said, first on the agenda next this week coming up, and really Sunday, Alex Sarr. We're going to take a look at Alex Sarr. Does he fit, how he fits, and will he be available? Obviously at number one he will be, but we're gonna look at certain scenarios with Alex Sarr on Sunday. So definitely appreciate you guys. And like I said, we're gonna have E on, man. Probably the next couple of weeks we're gonna have Ed back on, man. So definitely looking forward to that. We definitely have a couple of guests coming on this week, man. Craig Hoffman. If you don't know who Craig Hoffman is, man, he's definitely content creator over at 980. Does a lot of Commanders content, does Wizards content, and he will be a guest Monday. So definitely rock with me on Monday, because we're going to definitely talk about the past, present, and future of the Wizards. So I guess with Alex Sarr, we'll move it to Monday night. Or no, I'm thinking ahead a little bit. My bad. So again, Sunday night we're gonna do Alex Sarr, and then Monday night we're gonna have the guest star on Craig Hoffman again. So definitely rock with your boys. So again, appreciate you guys, man. Dog days off season. I get it. The season was what it was, but we're gonna get into the draft, free agent stuff, man. We're gonna keep it interesting, and we're gonna do everything we can. I'm definitely going to chop it up with you guys, man. So TGIF is Friday night. So Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's available on Amazon Fire TV and the Free Fire TV channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the liquor experts. Oh, Lord, I'm chopping it up. Of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available on the Free Fire TV channels app. Lord, man, I talk fast, y'all. But anyways, so definitely, again, appreciate you guys, man. Definitely appreciate you guys rocking with me. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a blessed weekend. I will see you guys Sunday night. Have a safe and fun weekend, y'all. Drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive and all that, man. Definitely stay home and celebrate. So again, appreciate you guys, man. Look forward to chopping with you guys on Sunday night. So hail to the Wizards and peace. See you guys next time.